Hello. Today, I'm going to be making my EFL Championship playoff predictions, starting with Millwall versus Hull City. First, let's talk about Hull City. A win against Norwich City on the final day of the season got them into this position in the first place. However, they had pretty terrible form going into the game, with only 2 wins in their last 10 games, and one of those wins came against Sheffield Wednesday, who isn't a very tough opponent. Regardless of their form, though, they still beat Norwich City 2-1 on the final day and clinched their spot in the playoffs. Next, let's talk about Millwall. Millwall has been the complete opposite of Hull City, with only 2 losses in their previous 10 games. They also have one of the best defensive records in the league, with only 49 goals conceded, which ranks 4th in the entire division, behind only Ipswich Town, Middlesbrough, and Coventry City. Now, let's talk about the games. The first game will be at the MKM Stadium, home of Hull City. Now, the last time these two teams played at Hull City, it was a 3-1 win in favor of Millwall, and I think that this game will be quite similar to it. I think that it's going to be a 2-1 win for Millwall. The next game is going to be at the Den, one of the hardest places to play in England due to the atmosphere and fans. And I think that the atmosphere and fans will get to Hull City, and I can't see them winning here at all. I think there will be a 3-0 Millwall win, and that Millwall will advance 5-1 in aggregate. So that's my first prediction for a team in the final. But there's still 2 more games to go, so let's move on to them. The next games are between Southampton and Middlesbrough, but let's talk about the teams before going into my predictions for the games. First, let's talk about Southampton. They're in great form right now, having not lost a league match since January 17th, which was against Hull City. Another important thing to note is their goals for and goals against. They are the second highest scoring team in the championship right now, with 82 goals scored. They are only behind Coventry City this season, who have scored 97 goals. They are tied for 5th in goals against with 4 other clubs, and they have only conceded 56 goals this season. Now, let's move on to Middlesbrough. Middlesbrough has had decent form lately, winning 3 of their last 10 games, but only losing 3, so they've tied 4. Simple math, I know. They aren't one of the highest scoring teams, but they aren't terrible, with 72 goals scored. Their defense, however, has been amazing. They rank 2nd in goals against and 1st in expected goals conceded. Their last game against Southampton was a 4-0 thrashing that Middlesbrough won. Now, let's talk about the games. The first game is at the Riverside, where Southampton have never won a championship game, but I think that streak ends here, and Southampton wins 2-1, just because of how great their form has been recently. Next, the second leg is at St. Mary's Stadium. I think that with the atmosphere and their form, Southampton will win 3-1, meaning Southampton will advance 5-2 in aggregate and go to Wembley. Finally, we have reached the final. See what I did there? Finally? Final? Okay, I'll stop. Anyways, in the final, I have Millwall against Southampton at Wembley. One of the best attacks in the league against one of the best defenses in the league. This game will be entertaining no matter what. But in the end, I think that Southampton will win 1-0 with a goal from Finn Azaz and return to the Premier League. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.